That is really hot.
What?
I don't know why it seems like your mic's really hot.
Is my mic really hot?
Your headphones are like all the way up.
Oh, thank you for whoever did that on accident.
That was me.
You know, I was going to tell y'all a joke about time travel, but y'all didn't like it, so thank you.
Dang, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good dad joke. So here we go.
Not as good as last episode, though.
That was a good one. That got me. That one was like, I was about to help you out. I thought you needed... I was just trying to be there for you. You know, I thought you were genuinely asking a question, but that's the thing about betrayal. Never comes from your enemies. Hello, everybody. We are back for episode 3 of the RaptorStrike Podcast. My name is Joey, a.k.a. Joey Schmoey. 1/3 of RaptorStrike and 1/3 of the RaptorStrike boy band on the kazoo. To my right, we have...
Raptor Man 5.0, and I'm the lead vocalist.
Nice.
Very nice.
And Sal, what, are you still on the bongos?
No, today I'm playing the electric cowbell.
Electric cowbell. Where do you plug in the jack?
Just you reach in there and it's like right around the corner.
So is it like so it's in the bell. It's not like the little uvula of the cowbell.
It's not so much a jack, it just gives off noise when you actually have a metal drumstick instead of like an actual wooden drumstick. So when you make contact, it completes the circuit.
Like a chicken drumstick or like an ice cream?
I say the ice cream.
The ice creams are bomb. I just had the ones that are like pre-packaged. Pretty good. They're pretty good. What is up, everybody?
Hi.
So we're going to start this off. How was our day today? Like, I think we had a really good day today. And we're going to... Noah, kick it off. What did we do today?
We took a whole... What is it? Pre-workout?
Okay, so right before the stream. So we had a very tiring day today. We all had a lot. We did a lot today. So as a pick-me-up, I brought out my pre-workout. Not energy drink, pre-workout. We all took a full scoop. So we're kind of like just awake right now.
Yeah, just awake, but the energy hasn't hit me. It's
Look,
just now I'm sleepy and I can't go to sleep. I think there's a difference.
You're sleepy but fast.
Yeah.
What was it? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm still depressed, but I'm fast.
Yeah. So today, RaptorStrike went to Cigars International. How do we like that? We went with our friend Leo. He was the one that provided us with his shirts. And thank you again. These are sick. But how did y'all like Cigars International? I know this is I've been to a few humidors, but I know this was one of y'all's first times going, so how did y'all like it?
Not my scene.
No, it's not.
It's not. Like I don't smoke really much of anything, and I mean, it was interesting. I do have to say that, seeing all the different kinds of cigars. Mm-hmm. Just because I didn't know that was such a huge like scene, but like it's not my scene.
So I know like Sal's you're more like a low-key kind of scene, like nothing too loud, nothing too crazy. Would you go back but just to have like maybe a drink or a chat, or would it just not be your scene in general?
Oh, I'd definitely go back just to, kind of be there. If friends are there and we're hanging out and talking about stuff, yeah, I'd definitely go there.
But as far as the smoking part, that's just not for you kind of thing?
Wouldn't be something I go to like on a schedule or on a... Huh?
You wouldn't go on like a weekly basis?
No, absolutely
like every
not.
once in a while.
Okay.
Exactly.
It would have to be like the tastefulness of it. Like you go every once a month or once every 2 months, or just to relax, really. I mean, it was a really laid back atmosphere. Luckily, there wasn't, for us, being introduced to, like the humidors, the cigar bars, for the lack of a better term. Luckily, it wasn't as packed. Everyone was mostly outside, and we, sat on the inside. But I think if it was just overloaded with smoke, it would have been like, oh man.
Yeah, it would have been overwhelming.
Yeah. So it's one of those things you gotta ease into. But like Sal said, I mean, I enjoyed it because a few years back I would maybe smoke a cigar every once in a while, but I never knew what to look for. There's like a certain smell that I'm looking for. Like I'm not there for the tobacco or the nicotine or anything. Like there's a certain scent that I'm looking for, and I haven't been able to find it.
Okay. Yeah. I will say today was my first day at Cigars International. I've been to a few. I've been to Club Humidor. I've been to Finks. There's one down south in McAllen called Elephant Cigar and Whiskey Lounge. Uh-huh. That one was my favorite. It was really like, you blink, you miss it. It's right like on the corner of
like a hole in the wall place.
Yeah. Hello, Dad. Kind of a hole in the wall, and the vibe was just very speakeasy. What happened?
I'm sorry. Nope.
And Cigars International still had that same vibe. That's what I like about cigar lounges. It's those very low key. It's not like a crazy bar, loud music, loud people. Cigars International was just, everyone was smoking a cigar. I saw one dude on his laptop getting some work done.
It was like a Starbucks, but with whiskey and
smoking
cigars.
Mm-hmm. And then,
well, I like that it was, like you're saying, it was, I don't remember there being music, but that's, we sat at a small table and we were actually able to hear each other speak, and that's something I like. I'm not really big on, I don't think I've ever been to like a nightclub or anything, but I don't think
loud environments aren't your scene.
I already can't hear. So, I mean, you add music on top of that, it's over, Mr. Moril, actually, Joey was telling us about your interest in the jet tag, so we actually have one for you. We're saving that one for you, and Joey can take that one to you.
Yeah, I'll take that tonight.
Not this one specifically, that's mine.
Yeah, he already sat on it, bent it.
In the chat, DT Mac, this is one thing I was trying to point out to Noah and Sal earlier. He said not for flavor, because you kind of, the sounds of it, you sound like you want to smoke a cigar for the smell.
Yes.
And like one of my things was like, I remember I kept asking how's the taste, and you kept kind of referring back to the smell. And it's like, I've met people who like the smell more or the taste more, of like, or just the action more. But I will say mine is more for like the flavor is cool now that I have a palate for it, but I like the aesthetic of smoking. I like just smoking. I think it's a chill, like just talking, taking a few puffs, When
it comes to like the question of flavor or smell, the main reason I focus so much on smell is, a lot of things that coincide with the five senses, connect back to memory. And one of the things I remember, my uncles were big smokers, and when I was young, when my mom would go to work, I'd be with my grandmother, and so my uncles will be there sometimes from time to time, but they smoked as well. And so like the certain scent of a cigar or a cigarette, it takes me back to when I was a kid, and it's sometimes very relaxing for me to recognize certain smells, or even like washing detergent. Like if someone has a certain scent or a perfume or a cologne, it'll take me back to like, it's weird, but I'd remember like exactly where I was, or
like a really like it brings flashbacks.
Yeah, but it has to be a specific scent.
Yeah, it's like a specific sunblock for me brings like memories of being on a boat.
Yeah. And so that's why I focus more on the scents, and why it frustrates me so much that after all these years, it's like, okay, maybe it's an expensive one, maybe it's a cheap one, maybe it's a middle ground, and I can never find it. So that's why when I tell you it's a cigar that, the only reason I know it's from 94 was because they were cigars from when my brother was born, and those were, I don't know where we found them, but maybe in the attic or something. But we took them down and we smoked them outside, and it's like, it
was a nostalgic smell.
Yeah, here
you got
it takes you back,
time blasted.
Yeah. And so that's why I've been so dead set on trying to find that certain scent.
Okay, that makes sense. One last thing on the Cigars International before we go into our topics was I want to talk about the size of the humidor, because that was the biggest humidor I've ever seen. Like, I've been to, like I said, Finks and Club Humidor, where they're maybe twice the size of this room, for their humidor, and they have good selection, you know. But Cigars International,
I'm just bringing up a photo of like what a humidor can be. I mean,
Yeah.
not the actual one, but it's just a location. You can switch my screen. It's just a location where cigars are stored or sold, mostly to keep them fresh. Is that correct?
it's to keep the basically them, like, you don't want them drying out, basically.
Okay.
Humidity, all that. So a humidor could be like a small desk humidor or something like this, where it's a whole room. Is also humidor. Anything that just keeps the climate humid. And see, like this one right here, that was kind of the size of, a little smaller than Fink's, about the size of Elephant down in McAllen, but Cigars International was like what?
The size of this house.
Yes, it was like it was like 4-car garage, honestly.
About, you could probably fit a few cars in there.
And they had like cigars, like $100 cigars.
Well, here's the interior.
Yes.
It was pretty large.
And just the selection, you had stuff from like the cheaper like dollar cigars to all the way up to, like I said, $100 cigars. I personally stay in about the $15 range. That's like a
That's
quality.
your sweet spot.
Yeah, like $10 to $15. I prefer My Father's, which you'll find from like $10 to $15. And I enjoyed it. I would definitely go back, and it's a really cool social spot where we can just hang out, talk about RaptorStrike, talk about future plans, especially going with Leo, like just talking about last week, talking about the shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just a chill spot, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice hangout.
Session.
Yeah, it was nice. But we'll go into our first question, or our first topic, and I want to start off with this one, kind of get the juices flowing. Ford is mad at their dealer network for ridiculous markups.
Is it just Ford though, or is it mostly Ford?
It's mostly Ford. So basically, the only one you're hearing from right now is Ford, because they're starting. They're basically saying either you join this and you do no markups. It's basically just like a direct to consumer type sales, or you don't, and we just don't provide cars anymore. So they're basically just giving it an ultimatum. It's like either don't mark up the cars or you lose your status as a Ford dealership.
I mean, I like that in the sense that they know some dealers are out to get you.
Yeah.
And that's I mean, that goes with any profession. One's bad, they're all bad. We've all heard it many times before.
The few dealerships that really push markups that, they call market adjustments, right? The few dealerships that really push those and they're basically doubling the price of the car. It's like, okay, well, those few ones are ruining it for the bunch that aren't.
And that goes for everything.
Yeah.
But
the few always ruin it for the many.
But if you don't, are y'all saying like the ridiculous markups or markups in general?
Markups in general.
But how would they make a profit?
Well,
They
here's
don't.
the thing.
They don't. Whatever they are selling it to you for, they didn't pay for that. They didn't.
Yeah,
They paid
so
less.
Mm-hmm.
The
But
thing is, the car has an MSRP,
Yeah,
a manufacturer suggested retail price, but the dealership doesn't pay that. They pay,
cost.
they pay their cost for it. Which, at that point, Ford's making their money. Then let's just say Chaparral, because that's where we went to, right? The Chaparral Ford then has an MSRP that they have to meet. They can go under it, just a little bit, just to provide you a little bit of incentive, or they can go over it. That's fine. They can do that. But the ones that are ruining it are these dealerships. They're saying, oh, new Ford Mach-E market adjustment is double the price of the car.
So they're basically they're winning. I mean, you pay this much for the car, you're going to charge this much for the car, and if people want it, they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's also happening is, like, people are ordering cars, right? You go and you go to Ford, say, hey, I want a Ford Maverick. I want to order a Ford Maverick, and I want it with these specs. And they'll say, yeah, we'll get it to you. Here's the price. They order it. By the time they get back to the dealership, dealer's like, hold on, but here's this market adjustment, or here's some extra fees. And at that point, the consumer is just like, well, no, screw you. I'm just going to go somewhere else.
Isn't there talk that Ford might do direct to customer? Like have their own...
Yeah, so that's exactly...
It's like Tesla. Are your headphones on? Because he just... There's an echo in this room. We need to put some more sound deadening in here.
Yeah, it's like Tesla. So
yeah.
They're trying to do what Tesla does and go direct to consumer, just bypassing the dealership. Mm-hmm. And of course, dealerships are mad because they want to make their money. These dealership networks are mad because they want to make their money, and then, well, it's been working for Tesla so far.
When I bought the Raptor, because that's the most recent vehicle that I've purchased, or let me take a when we bought the Ranger, I vowed that I was never going to buy a new car again. Because we bought it in 2020.
Yeah, but you bought that brand new, though.
Yeah, it was a 2020 Ranger. We bought it in 2020, and it was like, no, never again. Never again am I going to buy it. So everything after that was used, or if I can buy it cash, or a gift, you know. Mm-hmm. But then I bought the Raptor, and I was fortunate enough to, whether or not it's a good price, who knows, but I got it for MSRP. Yeah. Granted, it was used. It was, 2 years old already?
Yeah, but it was only
2,000 But it only had 2,000 miles. Mm-hmm. So it was technically a new truck that was used, one owner. Really just seemed like they scratched it and then returned it. It's really what it seemed like. And I got it for the sticker price.
Yeah.
So I guess I lucked out. Are they able to mark that up like a used vehicle?
Market adjustment, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
They can. So but the thing is also Raptors tend to hold their value very well.
Yes.
Because they're a special edition. Like if you go and buy a first gen Raptor, in good condition, you're paying $30,000 to $40,000.
Yeah.
And those trucks
that's even with 80,000 miles.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is, like, people will keep them just to resell them later on.
Yeah, I know I wanted a first-gen Raptor, but I wanted it in red. But it seemed like everyone that had a red one kept it. So you could only find blue, silver, and black. And so I'm like, I want a red one.
I know, I saw a black one with a rebuilt title in Brownsville. And I was like,
tempting.
Tempting. I'm going to go pick that one up.
Joey, you should get a truck.
I should.
Do it. Go buy a Raptor.
A Raptor? Buy the Raptor.
Or I know.
How about you buy my F-150 and then I go buy a Raptor?
Because my mom said I could be anything I wanted, so I became financially irresponsible.
Yes. That's chasing your dreams right there.
It's chasing something, all right.
Chasing your memes.
Chasing your memes. No, but I do want a truck. If my next car happens to be a truck, I do want a Ford, and there's a reason. I think Ford's a good truck. That's the reason.
No, tell the real reason why.
So the reason is because these dudes, if anything breaks, they don't know how to fix it. If I buy a Chevy, if I buy a Dodge, we're watching YouTube for about 6 hours.
My family has owned every generation since the 90s. Like every generation F-150 we've owned.
No.
Oh, no, well.
You skipped, well, you didn't skip any, but you went from, you got 13th gen, which is your Raptor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You skipped the latest one. You haven't gone to the latest one yet.
Okay, so 2023.
Yeah.
I count that.
Yes.
I still count that as the same generation as the 2019.
You want to repair it all
There's
the
really
time.
nothing different.
You want to repair it all the time? Yes. Because these guys have broken it every which way to Sunday, and they know how to fix it.
It's every day of the week and twice on Sunday. That's how we do that.
Something like that.
No, it's not repairing. It's modify.
It's modify.
Every time something breaks.
Look at me. I'm modified.
So you got the reference? Did you get the reference?
Yeah.
That was modify.
The
cars.
Mater.
The Japanese forklifts.
Yeah.
And they're like,
modify.
I shout that every time we're working on something and my brother starts laughing. Which, if we were there for the intercooler install and charge pipes, I would have been shouting that the entire day.
Ticking.
Yes.
Throw it away.
No.
No.
It could either be
Does my dad ask you for help?
oil
know.
change.
It's a Ford.
To be fair, I really, beside modifying things, I really haven't had to fix my truck.
What about the ball joints?
That's maintenance, sir.
Oh, okay.
Like
well,
at the point where you're at a lifted truck, your ball joint replacements are just maintenance.
Real quick, that it was brought up, the callback to last week, the intercooler that we talked about on last episode
It was right there.
was right there,
and charge pipes.
and the charge pipes were installed today,
Yesterday and today.
yesterday and today on the 2020 Ranger. Again, CV fabrication. If you use code RaptorStrike, you get 5% off.
Yeah. Also use our link. It's on our website, RaptorStrike.net.
Yes. Modify. But yes, I do want a truck. I do want a Ford. I do want 4x4.
Watch, he's
Yeah,
gonna
well,
go
I-
get an F-350.
One day.
I wanted an F-250. That's why I went to the dealership.
And you came back with a
No.
Ford or a
And I
Raptor.
came back with a Raptor. So
I've been driving my the F-250 from that we have as a work truck.
Yeah.
I've been liking it a lot. It's so comfortable. Like, I'm still getting used to the size of the truck,
Yeah.
but it's just so comfortable. I'm liking it a lot. So F-350, I'm gonna get F-650 one day. Just the emergency vehicle.
No. That's too much.
Turn it into a drag car.
Too big.
all right.
Alrighty. Next question, next topic. We're gonna go on to auto. So we are not just a car community brand. We are an automotive brand, right? So the next topic is Harley Davidson making only electric bikes.
I think it'll make them more reliable.
Dang. We love all
So,
sorts of transportation,
yeah.
even
So
scooters.
Harley Davidson HD, whatever you call them, their CEO, basically against all their shareholders thing, just said, "Hey, we're gonna start making only electric bikes."
Are electric? Yeah, they are. Well, I haven't seen an electric chopper. Are those a thing?
The downside to that, they have electric. Harley Davidson
Yeah.
has an electric bike.
Oh, okay.
The downside is I don't know if there's sound.
What do you mean
Because
there's
the,
sound?
the main reason why you would buy or
Bonk,
like
bonk,
you
bonk,
make the
bonk.
bike loud is so people can hear you. Because they're already dangerous as it is.
Yeah, I mean, of course, bikes are just dangerous in general.
And now you're just
That's true.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes. Now the thing about it is, Harley Davidson is in a situation where its target audience is dying off.
literally.
Literally, like its target audience at this point, its best-selling model is a mobility scooter with a big engine.
Oh,
three-wheeler.
with the three.
Yeah,
the
the
trike.
trike.
It's
Those are
that's
pretty
what
cool,
it is. And no offense to anybody who loves Harley Davidson, those bikes are not. They don't appeal to anybody younger than like 50 something.
Yeah, because everybody wants the sports bikes.
Yeah, everybody wants sports bikes. Everybody wants something interesting.
I mean, I like Harley Davidson.
Yes.
I
but
went
your
to.
tastes are also way different.
My tastes are all over the place.
Yeah.
as we can tell.
Anime
but
Raptor.
I'm thank you. But I had gone to the Harley Davidson dealership here in town.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was during my spending spree moment in my life.
That's every moment. You gotta be more specific.
Okay. About a year ago.
Okay, that time.
And I think they had a yellow.
Sportster?
Was it a sport? I don't remember. I don't remember the name. All I know is it was outside. I sat on it and I'm like,
I don't like it.
I want to. No. I wanted to buy it. The ones I don't like are the Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Those are. I think those
Which
are
ones
way
are
too
those?
big. Those are.
The cruisers.
They're the big cruisers,
Those are-
right?
Yes.
Yeah, with the speakers. And
Yeah.
They
the
have
big fairings and
They're
all that stuff.
$36,000.
Yeah.
No.
Then they're like-
I'll do the farthest I'll go with a bike is maybe like 15,000.
I think
And
I
I
would do
really
20,000, but like the thing is, I'm not into those kinds of bikes. I'm more of the like Honda CBRs or a Honda Goldwing.
If it has an H on the badge, he likes it.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I like Yamaha. If it has
The guitar?
tuning forks on the badge.
Wrong.
The guitar?
But like the thing is,
guitar.
The guitar. It's funny how Yamaha makes everything.
The piano.
Well, that's the same thing with Honda.
Honda doesn't make musical instruments though.
But Honda makes scissorless.
Is mayonnaise a...
Honda makes anything with an engine.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
You know what I thought was funny? This sidebar, I'm sorry. But you know how Toyota has like forklifts and like warehouse equipment that they sell?
Yeah.
Well, I saw the Toyota manufacturing like service van.
Yeah.
And it was a Ford Transit. I thought that was so funny.
I mean, that's fair. Toyota doesn't really make vans other than the Sienna. So, and that's not a commercial vehicle.
You got to rep your own brand, man.
I'm just saying the new Siennas.
Those things are nice.
They are nice, right?
I haven't seen one.
I just like the body lines.
Yeah, the looks are nice. From what I've seen on the interiors on the website, they look comfy.
Yep.
Which one's the van with the vacuum? Like it has a built-in vacuum.
That's the Kia Carnival.
That one, I think it's also the Honda Odyssey.
Yeah,
I can
Maybe.
say that.
I was looking for a Honda Odyssey a while back.
for your mom.
Yeah, and then I got the Explorer instead.
Pacificas are nice. They're pretty nice.
It's a Chrysler product. I'd just stay away.
A good friend of mine told me he was looking at a Jeep Wrangler.
Really?
And I told him,
Disgusting.
what about the Raptor?
What about the Bronco?
What about the Bronco?
Oh, he wanted a Bronco, but he's like, that's way too expensive.
I mean,
Or actually, the one he wants is too expensive, but he's like, the one that I was looking at, I was like,
I mean, to be fair, all the Broncos are basically
Heavy
the same
breathing.
platform.
Who,
They're all
me?
they're all the same. You just put bigger tires on them. All the Broncos are basically the same. You just put bigger tires and a lift kit on them.
That
Well, I think he
was It's talking like-
about interior stuff.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Broncos, the Bronco we bring it up every episode. The
The
Broncos
Bronco.
from Raptors on the Ranch. That was nice.
He was the winner.
He was the winner.
I mean, that guy just sent it.
He won by like 7 seconds.
I don't
think.
remember.
Yeah, because he won by a margin.
All I know
lot.
is that they have drone footage of him on the track, or him or her, I don't remember, and it was amazing.
Yes, that and it was, and the fact that it was clean, like it was a nice. Not that it was clean, like
No, I'm
there
trying
was
to
dirt
think,
on
but
it.
I don't remember dust being on it. And it was black.
Yeah,
It was.
I
black.
don't. It was
Yeah,
clean. It was.
The power of ceramic coat.
Well, I mean, I have ceramic coat.
It was.
True.
It was nice. That Bronco, like I got to see one at the San Antonio Auto Show this year with my uncle. It was nice. I like.
Funny enough, I had tickets for that, but I never went.
The fun
No?
fact about the San Antonio Auto Show is back in 2019, I think, Sal and I went and we drove the first Rangers that they had to traveling the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we got to drive them before they came out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And
some
I
of the
told
first
Sal,
Rangers
I'm
that
going to
came
buy
out.
one. I'm going to buy one. He's
Lo
like,
and behold,
he's like, no, you're not. And my brother wanted a Toyota Tacoma. And he was at the dealership and he's
You're
like,
like,
man, I love this Tacoma. And I'm like,
We're a Ford family.
go look at the Rangers, boy. And then he ended up buying a Ranger.
yeah,
It's nice.
I love it. He loves it.
I
I
like
mean,
the color that y'all got.
yeah.
Saber.
I really like that color.
It's called Saber. Or, excuse me, Saber.
Sarber tooth.
No, but I mean, my brother loves it. I mean, he's if
I mean,
I'm not mistaken, he's already almost done paying for it. So
that's really good.
It's only been like what, 2 years?
3
years.
We're going on our 4th year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's had it for a long time.
It doesn't even feel like that long.
No, but I mean, he loves it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a very nice truck.
Yeah.
I remember.
Now
Four-wheel
you try to put us big bodies in it, and
No, when
No, I mean that's any mid-sized truck.
when
though.
when us three and your brother got in it, the half-ton boys, that thing wouldn't move.
no, the tow mode turned on and was like, "What are we towing?
What are we towing? Did it really?
No,
Okay,
No, that
I
was
was
a
like,
joke.
that sounds vaguely familiar.
We
No.
say that every time we all get into a vehicle.
yeah, 'cause it's like you hear it struggle just a little.
Yeah,
bit.
and then every time we get out, like, did this truck get higher?
Next topic.
I digress. Next topic.
I'm gonna mark that one as done.
Okay. What is the weirdest car on sale right now? Weirdest.
That caught me off guard.
Going for it.
Weird
I'm
how?
gonna-
Funny
okay.
how? Funny how?
A weird car.
Like I
that-
amuse you? Funny how?
A weird car that I didn't like at first. I thought it was the ugliest thing ever. But I started seeing its personality. Personality was a 10. The Jeep Gladiator. The Jeep Gladiator.
I've never gotten what?
Is it the conch?
Oh, that's an inside joke. We're not talking about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, keeping secret?
I'm known as Conch Boy. But we're gonna keep going.
Like Countach?
No, like the sea snail conch. So the Jeep Gladiator.
nice timing. The Jeep Gladiator, a friend of mine wanted one. And so when I bought the Raptor, I went to work and he has a Honda Accord, I think.
New ones are
And
nice.
he's like, I want a Jeep Gladiator. So when he went to go get the Accord maintenance done, the guy, or I guess he knew the guy at the dealership, but they let him use a used Jeep Gladiator as a loaner. And he hated it. He didn't want one anymore. It's ugh.
See,
Monica.
and
Oh, okay.
see, that's what I thought for the longest time.
No, I agree.
It was ugly, but it was like the cool ugly friend, right?
Oh, so you.
You didn't see what I did before you said
You pointed at me, didn't you?
Yep.
I was looking away.
I was like, and then you're like, gotcha. Clip it. It just, I don't know. I think it was because, do y'all know who Tim the Tap Man is? He's a big streamer.
No.
He got a Hellcat engine swapped into a Jeep Gladiator.
I mean, to be fair, you can get those with the Hemi, the
Yeah, no.
6.4.
And I don't know. It grew on me. The Gladiator. Would I own one? No. But the look of it, it grew on me.
I always kind of liked them. Nuge checking in. Thank you.
Oh, welcome.
It's nice to see you. How's the truck? Trailer.
We should put
Food.
swap the food truck engine with the Hellcat. Do
it.
You were saying
Speedy delivery.
I always kind of liked the Jeep Gladiator. I just kind of like the idea of like a truck Jeep Wrangler. Like if you just think about it for what it is, it's just a Jeep Wrangler with a truck bed.
I hear
Yeah.
a butt. Where's the butt?
There's no butt. I just kind of
the
like
boat.
No ass.
But
Sir, that's your one cuss word. You used it.
Talking about a donkey here. Come on.
Donkey. I'm making
it has
waffles.
to be with the 6.4 if I were to ever try it. But the thing about the Jeep platform, the Jeep Wrangler platform in general, is that it just rides like crap.
I've never been
thing
one.
about it. The thing about Jeeps is that they're basically just tractors with like that can go 60 miles an hour.
That makes sense.
That's the way I look at them, and that's the way they ride. And I don't like that.
Did we drive a Wrangler?
No.
We drove almost everything.
We drove almost everything. We didn't drive the Wrangler because that line was way too long.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny because we went to the Ford tent and we had checked off everything but the Mustang.
Because we had one.
And they're like, everyone usually just checks the Mustang. Why didn't you do that? Right? We have one.
We have Mustangs.
Oh, that makes sense. So
Yes.
That was when
everything else we drove.
the newer Mustang came out, the 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, we have Mustangs. We just
No,
don't-
we have one.
Yeah.
It's the same interior. We're
It's
good.
the same thing.
Okay, so I answered the question. Do y'all have any answers for the weirdest car on sale right now?
Weirdest car.
Weirdest car. Trying to think.
I don't even know the cars that are for sale right now. Anybody in the chat know
So-
any weird cars?
This car isn't weird, but
So it doesn't. Okay, it's not. It doesn't answer the question.
okay.
But
Never
weird.
mind.
Wait, weird in because I say weird in looks wise, but it could be like engine wise or
I'm trying to-
mechanically. Because like, I mean, if we're like, the slingshots are pretty weird.
This doesn't help. This isn't helping me. I was trying to ask Google to help me on this question.
Weirdest car, and then you get just the Fiat Multipla.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank,
Anything
man.
weird?
To be fair, the new Mini Coopers are pretty quirky.
I haven't seen those.
They're very British in a German way.
Such a specific statement. Very British in a German way.
Like, they're made by BMW, right? So
Yeah.
they have that BMW touch to them, like to the point where they're only the ones that are named after dinosaurs.
Dang.
Let's see.
Wait, no. The TRX is mint. The TRX.
I feel attacked.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
got another-
I think the Corvettes are weird.
The new ones?
It's a weird niche.
Or just in
Really?
general?
Yeah.
Oh, in general.
No. The new ones. Well, all of them, but
You're talking
my
about the
thing
C8.
is, yeah, the C8. I mean, because now you're changing. Not. What I'm trying to say is now you're moving something that was like you knew was a big American muscle vehicle, and now you're shifting that into like supercar territory.
Now, the vision for the Corvette, according to the person who designed it, was always rear engine. It was always mid-engine technically, but it was always supposed to be that. But it ended up being front engine.
So I always thought the Corvette was supposed to be the American supercar.
That's the idea. It's meant to be the American.
I never
supercar.
saw it as a muscle car.
It's not.
I never saw it as a supercar until now.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I thought the mid-engine was pretty cool when I got to see the what is the like their premium line?
That's the Hyundai Veloster.
That car
Yeah.
with 3 doors.
What is their
The car
it's-
is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Is it the Z07 for the Z8 or C8?
The Z06.
You don't know, but it's the one for the
It's the Z06.
is Z06 still?
ZR1 is the
Z06 is the
C7.
flat plane.
Oh, okay.
The flat plane crank, almost 9,000 RPM.
In the
500
San Antonio
horsepower.
Auto Show, we got to see the that Corvette, and honestly, it was pretty cool. Seeing the mid-engine, seeing like, I guess it more like it was lower. It had the arrow on it. It was pretty nice.
No, I'm not saying that they're not nice because they are very nice.
Mhm.
It's just it's going away from the norm, which I
Which
mean it is a good or
It's
bad thing
straying from
depending on.
tradition.
There you go.
To be fair,
Yeah.
they got us about as far as they can get with the front engine platform. That to get the kind of track times you get with that car with like a stock C7 Corvette, that is really good. But you can do better by putting the engine in the back.
So fun fact, I almost bought a C7.
What haven't you
Corvette.
almost bought?
C7, true.
Okay, well that one I almost bought, but then I went to go look at them and I sat inside them and I'm like, this is uncomfortable
Yeah.
as hell. So my big thing is when I go to dealers, and of course, I mean, most of those guys and gals are like, I mean, vultures. The moment you get there, can I help you with anything? I usually try to find the one that like understands what I'm saying. I go, look, time is money. I know your time is important. My time's important. I don't want to waste your time. I just want to. Do you have this on the lot? And if you do, I want to sit in it. If I like the way it feels, I'll ask for a test drive. But if I don't like it, that's where this deal ends. Some get it, some don't.
Yeah.
And some are like, oh, I really appreciate, your statement. From the moment I get there, I'm telling them exactly what I want.
Yeah, you're being
I wanna
very
s-
clear.
I want to sit in it. If I don't like it, we're done. And then you don't got to worry about me and try to get me to buy something because once I don't want to buy it, I don't want to buy it.
Mhm.
It's as simple as that. All right. I mean, that was my opinion on the weirdest car.
Cool.
Sal,
Cool.
anything on you?
I think for me it would be the new Dodge like SUV, that Hornet,
Oh yeah, that one's pretty weird.
because they're trying to market it like a sports SUV.
If you know what it felt like, it felt like a Dart.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like a Dart, but
Is it good? Yeah. So this is the Dodge Hornet that they unveiled at the Dodge. What they call it? Roadkill? No, it's not Roadkill Nights. It's a
So is this
summer thing.
Is this a concept car or like the actual?
no,
thing?
that's
That's
production.
the actual car.
That's production. The thing is, the way they market it is like, oh my god, this is like awesome, but like it's a 4-cylinder, guys.
Because they kept saying, I remember I saw it live when it was being released, and they're like power, but
it makes like 200 horsepower.
Yeah, they're like power, but eco-friendly. So they were like
you know what's not? I'm sorry, but something that they say history repeats itself.
Yeah,
you had in the '60s where it was big engine, big muscle, big power.
Yeah.
And then you had the gas crisis, and now it was everything as small as it can be. I feel like we're back to that. Because it was big power, big engines, big everything, but now it's EV instead of that. So it's like fuel economy. Here's this weird looking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a pattern that we're following. And
yeah, and it's only a matter of time before we see multi-thousand horsepower cars, like eventually. Like after this kind of dip where they're like, oh, eco-friendly, we'll see multi-thousand horsepower EVs.
I don't know if we'll bounce back from that one.
I think we'll see it, just not gasoline.
True.
It'll be electric vehicles. I mean, we're already seeing 1,000 horsepower Teslas. Look at the Tesla Plaid. It's 1,000 horsepower, 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. You're doing 9-second quarter miles from the factory.
The Dodge Stealth is the best car.
The Dodge Stealth.
I hate you guys. I hate you guys. Dodge Stealth.
Best car. What do you have against it, Noah? You want to... Oh.
You weren't there, so you don't even know.
I was there in spirit.
Whatever. I'm not talking about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Sore spot, guys.
Dodge Stealth. Next topic.
Next topic. We're going to go on to the next topic. Ready for this one, guys? Ready?
No.
Ready? You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Same. 2024 Ford Ranger debuts. Now with 405 horsepower Raptor. Now, I remember when this was announced, it was in Forza Horizon 4 as the Ranger Raptor because it was in the UK first, or was it Europe first? So I was like, man, that's pretty cool.
Europe and I think Africa got this the generation Raptor, like the one that your brother has. Well, Ranger. The generation Ranger, like the one that your brother has, but in a Raptor trim, and it came with like a diesel engine.
Turbo diesel?
Yep.
Isn't diesel in Europe like a big thing? Like it's always been.
It's a more common fuel. Like the thing is, it's a lot of more cars use the diesel engines because they get better fuel economy.
Okay.
But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the new Ranger Raptor.
I thought it was pretty cool. But isn't it just... I guess, yeah, it has more power, but isn't it just basically suspension upgrades?
Suspension, wide body,
probably
some interior upgrades.
A lot more...
suspension, or suspension.
ECU track modes, or
yeah, like
off-road
it'll be
modes.
like the F-150 Raptor, just small.
Small.
I wouldn't mind a Ranger Raptor. I also wouldn't mind a Bronco Raptor.
I like out of the three right now.
Anything with
Bronco
Raptor.
Raptor.
Wouldn't mind any of those.
But so?
Out of the three right now, the Bronco Raptor.
That would be your jam.
Yeah, that would be it. I would get a Bronco Raptor.
Yeah, like
It's
what's
really
cool
nice.
is the Ranger Raptor comes with 400 horsepower out of a 3-liter V6
Twin turbo?
twin turbo.
So it's the same thing as a Noah's Raptor.
No, the Noah's Raptor is a 3.5
Oh,
with like almost 500.
450.
450.
450?
Yeah, but think about that. Like a simple tune will get you to like 500 horsepower.
But then... if
And
you
an
do-
intercooler from CVF.
In an intercooler.
Shameless plug.
No, but the Raptor does have downpipes from CVF.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then a mount tune exhaust. So
So it has some work
I
done.
can't
I
wait
think
to
it
see what
sounds-
the
what if I-
aftermarket does with a new Ranger Raptor.
I know they'll go wild.
Oh yeah. They only go wild with the regular F-150 Raptor. So.
That's true, but there's less space for things.
Yeah.
So like you're
I think the Ranger Raptor would be fun to drive. Like
Yeah.
it's power off-road and it's lighter. Like being in this Raptor,
You can feel the
it's
weight.
already fun, you know? But the weight, yeah, you can feel the weight
Yeah,
shifting, but
yeah.
being in a Ranger that has the same energy
It's
That would
only
be so
50
cool.
less horsepower, but
It's like a 1,000 pounds lighter.
a couple thousand pounds. Yeah, you're dealing like almost 2,000 pounds less. That power to weight ratio is insane.
And then Noah gets in it. Ooh. Badumch. Yeah. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Thank you from our live studio audience. Good night, Santa. Okay. But yeah, the Ranger Raptor, even when I first heard about it, I thought it was really cool. But what was like the Chevy equivalent?
The ZR2?
The Reaper.
Colorado?
No, it wasn't. To the Ranger.
The Colorado.
But it was the Colorado. Was it the
Colorado
Tremor?
ZR2.
ZR2. I thought that looked pretty cool too.
It is nice. I will give it that.
It's really hard to make an off-road vehicle look bad. Like, you have to
Yeah.
try to make it look bad.
Yes.
It's very easy.
The Reaper is the case for that.
Oh, yeah.
The
wanna
Reaper
look it
did
up?
not look good.
The Reaper had an underbite, or
Bro, the Reaper looked
I'm
like
gonna have
a
to do a
donkey.
clip of that.
Yeah, clip it. Chat, can you clip it? Thank you. But the Reaper, see, I wanted to like the Reaper. Back when I was going through like hardcore like Chevy phase, I was like, I want to like the Reaper.
So what made you back off from the Chevy phase?
Y'all can fix Fords.
He has friends that know Fords.
I think the more research I went into it, there was more stuff, and being around Fords a lot more genuinely was like, I don't know, Chevy just, that's why I don't really want a Camaro anymore. I mean, Camaros versus like working on a Camaro and hearing about people who've worked on Camaros, it just doesn't sound like a fun time.
I will say both are probably equally as hard to work on.
Mustang and Camaro.
Yeah.
But
One
the
of
thing
them's
is,
still available for sale, so.
Oof.
but the thing is, I guess, but the other bias to it is I'm more familiar with Mustangs now, being around both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of carries to it too, you know. But
No.
I've had almost every generation.
Yeah.
Almost.
first, you haven't had the
Almost.
second gen.
Well, a second
You
gen
had
is
a
still technically a Fox body, right?
Mustang 2.
Mustang 2.
Oh no,
You had a Fox body.
we got a new, what is it called? Like in video games.
New character to unlock.
No,
A new Challenger.
a new.
New Challenger.
It's I don't remember what it's called.
Okay. But you haven't had an SN95 yet. You had a new
Oh, he
Edge.
has.
What?
SN95.
SN95 is a new Edge.
It is, but I'm talking about the
Oh, you're talking about like
This
the
guy's
old
being
body style.
specific.
I'm being
He's
specific.
being specific.
I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay.
like the 99 versus a 2004 you had? 2002?
No, they're all the same. 99 to 04 are the same. 02 to 09 are the same. Excuse me.
No.
05 to 09 are the same.
But that's it.
2010 to DLC.
DLC, yes. Because you had an SN95. No. You had an SN95. New Edge. You had a S197. The
first
4.6.
The first model
Yeah,
of the
the
97.
Yeah.
Son of a S1. Yeah. Okay.
S197.
S197.
Okay. Funny story
Then
about
you
the
had
S197.
S550.
The funny thing about, and soon to be a dark horse.
What about
He never
it?
said that. I thought it was funny just to see if Noah will buy it in like a year or so.
My dad actually wants one.
It looks cool. It looks very futuristic in a good way.
I really like the S650. And this is the first model Mustang that I liked right off the bat.
I didn't like the S550 when they came out.
Same,
Really?
Same.
I was like, I don't want it.
It was very different.
And then he
But then
bought
it
one.
grew on you.
And then he bought one, and I was like, this guy thinks he's better than me.
you think you're better than me just because you're better than me?
So then I bought one.
So funny thing about the S197, I remember a specific story when Noah and I were in college together.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you remember this, but the S197. We were walking back to the cars, and it was me, you, and two other friends, and we got on the topic of cars. And you're like, yeah, I've been teaching Joey cars, and da da da. And you're like, yeah, Joey, tell me what that Mustang is. I just. A GT? No. What's the body style?
What he's trying to say is I put the brother on the spot.
Yeah,
And he choked.
And he choked.
But the funny thing is, but before that conversation, I didn't know what S197. I never heard S197 or S550. I never heard those words. So when you're like, tell me what that is, I'm like, a car.
I don't remember that. A funny story I remember of us in college is I never changed the wiper blades on my S550.
We didn't talk about that on podcast.
No. We're driving down the highway
At night.
It's raining. It's starting to get harder and harder. And we're driving. Stop it. And we're driving. And Joey's in the passenger seat. And he's like, hey, bro. It's raining outside. I don't know if you noticed, but can you turn the wiper blades on? And I said, no, we're fine. We're almost where we need to be. Just leave it alone. He goes, bro, it's raining and I can't see. We're okay. We are almost at our destination. This guy leans over.
I vaguely remember that.
He leans over and turns on the wipers on his own. I knew the wiper blades were not good. So it proceeded to just smear everything that was on the windshield, and then we both couldn't see. And I remember to this day the very noise he made. He said, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Said, thanks, you screwed us both because I already knew the wipers didn't work and you had to come over here and turn them on.
There was some funny stories. Thank you.
We need one that does boo.
We do.
Boo this man. Boo. Yeah, that was funny. Yes. Okay. College.
College Joey was on another level of.
College Joey was weird. College Joey and Noah together.
I mean, we were fine. I dropped out, but
that was a good semester though. That was a fun semester.
he makes it shorter and shorter and shorter
that
the
was,
time.
That was a semester.
Anyway,
that was a good 2 months.
That was a good day.
That was a day and a half. Okay, so next topic. And I think, what time is it? Maybe last topic before intermissions.
Yeah,
we'll do an intermission. We'll do the one last one. And we'll get back on the topic of S650. S650 Ford Mustang RTR will officially debut on May 24th.
RTR. So is Ford partnered with RTR? Or is it
Always
just...
been.
Well, I mean, like, are they actually going to have their own
Are they
trim?
doing the Shelby thing?
No.
Or is it just the RTR Mustang they're going to unveil?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what confused me about that.
Wait, you just said the same thing.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying if RTR and Ford like partner to the sense where
Like a
RTR
Shelby.
has its own trim.
The Ford Shelby
No.
thing. No?
No,
Or is it just
the prob-
Shelby and then Ford Shelby?
The problem, I don't like that headline because it's misleading. Let's make it seem like its own model, but it's not. So, yeah. RTR will be unveiling their version of the Mustang, of their kit, right? You can buy a Mustang, send it off to RTR, and they'll do their thing on it. But you can't just go and say, or a dealership can go send a bunch of Mustangs off to RTR and have them converted. But you cannot buy a factory car that is RTR branded. It has to be a conversion. It's just a GT. That's all it is.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't RTR just like the Drift Mustang?
RTR is Von Gittin Jr.'s brand, and that's the Drift brand.
I remember the Drift, kind of off topic, but the Drift Mustang that we saw at Cletus and Cars.
Yeah.
And it, like, the whole wheel was like sideways.
I wasn't invited.
You were invited. You didn't want to go.
Don't lie to me. I was probably busy at work.
No, you just didn't want to go.
No. What day was it? When was it?
It was a weekend.
It wasn't a weekend.
Oh, that was very specific. Thanks,
February weekend of 2019.
Yeah. That was when we went to Houston.
You didn't want to go.
guys. No, I'm pretty sure I had something that day. I would have gone.
No. I think that was when you were...
That was the weird time.
Yeah, that was the time.
I think the only thing I can remember, or the only thing
Is that
I can
the
think
era
of,
that we're calling it the time?
Yeah.
No, because it was after that time.
whatever.
That was back when you were trying to run RaptorStrike as a shop.
Yeah, and you were tired, I think. That's the only thing I can remember.
Yeah.
So I was busy.
No.
I was
You
busy.
didn't like us.
Anyways, continue to the thing I
losers.
wasn't invited to.
So there was this Mustang. that was still when I was getting into cars. I didn't know.
Yeah, it
All
had
that
the
stuff?
full-on angle kit, but the wheels just...
It was like a 90 to 85 degree.
Yeah.
Like it was deep.
Yeah, like you could see like the entirety of the rotor on the inside. And the
It was pretty cool.
car was sitting on the ground.
Is that the one that popped? No, because the coolant popped and me and Sal just got coolant sprayed on us.
Oh yeah, like boiling coolant sprayed all over us. No, that was a different car.
Was that Cletus's car?
No.
Was that neighbor?
That was
Leroy?
no, that was some like Fox body, I think.
Yeah, the coolant just sprayed all over us. I think I got some in my mouth.
Oh yeah, it was great. I got like I was like snorting out like tire smoke until like
It was
2
pretty
days
cool.
later.
Does he still do those? We
Yeah.
should go.
Again?
We should go next year. Or no,
They
wait.
closed down in Houston
Oh, they
Raceway.
did.
I have to figure out where they're doing them again, but
Probably gonna be Dallas.
Wait, they didn't do a Texas 2K this year?
Yes, but it moved to Dallas.
It moved
Yeah.
to Dallas. That's if he wants
This year
to go
was
to Dallas.
this was the last year in Houston.
RIP.
RIP.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember seeing that Mustang and just seeing it rip. Didn't a tire? Oh, we saw it was a tractor. Wasn't it the tractor? There was like a I vaguely remember a tractor like burning it up.
A tractor?
Tractor.
I don't remember a tractor.
Dang.
There was a Dodge Ram that was all 4-wheel drive burnouts.
Yes, I do remember that.
Dedicated wham.
Wham. But yes. So yeah, this is about time. We're going to take a quick intermission.
Intervention?
Grab y'all's popcorn. Grab y'all's sodas. Take a restroom break. We will be back in about 10 minutes.
And as you can tell, our new intermission screen. Thank you to our supporters.
Boom chicka, boom chicka, boom chicka. Pow. We are back after our intermission. I can't say that word today. Intermission. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
You look tired.
Yes. Yes, we are. But we're going to get right back into it. We're going to go into our first question we're going to dive right into it. First question of the half. Right, we're 10 points down, going into double, triple, double.
10 points down.
Something like that. So we're going to...
Stinking 30.
So next topic question. And feel free to ask any questions in chat. Just throw that out there. I don't think I said that in the first half.
We are highly appreciative of audience participation.
Yes, feel free to ask any question. We'll take...
Be careful what you wish.
We are a PG-13 channel. But yes, we encourage chat interaction. If you have any questions for us, feel free to type them in chat. But the ones we have written down right now, we're going to jump right into it. Why did we start a podcast? No.
Oh, man. I wish I had a better answer for this, even though I'm the one that wrote that question. I think the podcast for us is mostly we're really good at talking and kind of off the cuff, or even like comedy. I don't think we can. I'm not good at like writing down jokes and remembering it. You know, similar to a cousin of mine who's wanting to be a comedian. So it's like he's good at writing down jokes and remembering them. And it's funny because I tell him, "Hey man, that joke wasn't funny because I was there when it happened." So it's one of those things where if you know the comedian, some things he's saying are true, some things are not, but whatever's funny, if it's true, it makes it either more or less funny. But we're able to talk. We're able to take questions and either answer them or give, our honest opinions about it. And our biggest thing is, I enjoy when it's a little more personal, or like you're able to interact and get to know us as people compared to just being a business, or they're just influencers or whatever.
Like a big talking, or it makes it feel more personal.
Yeah.
Whenever you can interact with your people who you watch on TV, because like YouTube videos, you're only watching that content. You don't feel like you're part of it.
Yeah.
Whenever, like, a lot of influencers or YouTubers, what they'll do is they'll go on live streams, like we are now, right? They'll go on live streams so they can interact with their viewers,
their following,
their audience, and it creates a nice environment. And that's one of the things we like. I know we haven't been really too active on actual YouTube videos.
Yeah, we're really bad at that.
Yeah. But then again, we really haven't filmed much. But
yeah, we're kind of focusing on this side
right now,
before we go into content.
Yeah, once we get this thing kind of like settled down. And
I mean, the funny thing for today was I was wearing my shirt, before in the morning, and it's like people recognized the logo. They had no idea who I was, but they're like, I know that. I've seen that somewhere, and it's funny because it's me wearing the logo, but it's like we are the logo. Like, we are RaptorStrike, but it's like entity. Nobody knows who we are. We're just a guy wearing the shirt that people recognize. And I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
And if it stays like that, I'm cool with it. But I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. I think that is hilarious.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, on my end, starting a podcast, I know when we first did our first podcast back in 2020, you just wanted to do a podcast. I mean, we should do a podcast, guys.
Yeah, we just sat down after a race and just started watching. Like, we just started
talking. I was really surprised how many viewers we had and how many people were asking questions.
Yeah.
For just us sitting down, spamming some links on Facebook.
And now we have more of a structured, like, podcast.
Yeah, we're trying.
More than 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, because 2020 was just us rambling.
It was off the cuff with, like, the quality. Like, we've said this before. The production value now compared to then.
Listen, it had a KBB value of a Slurpee.
No JD Power award. But I guess I want to answer this from a personal standpoint, why I guess wanted to put effort into this podcast.
Effort.
Yeah, put effort, like kind of follow through, and why I felt like I wanted to do the podcast with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would just be fun to share our thoughts and opinions with other people. That was one of the biggest points, because we always had talks. We always, like, I remember there was we don't do it as much anymore because by the time we're done hanging out, we're tired. But I remember we would be in the living room talking. Then we would say, hey, we need to go, stand up, keep talking. Then we're like, all right, let's go. We're gonna leave. We get to the trucks and we keep talking. Then we like end up back inside sometimes. And then I remember talking to Noah in the street for like an hour. He was on the other side of the gate and we just kept talking.
But every stage that you talked was an hour. So it's like in the living room, it's like, all right, guys, I think it's time. You know, I'm gonna head to bed. We need to go. And then now everyone's standing for an hour. Now everyone's standing outside for an hour. Now I'm standing inside my gate. You guys are on the sidewalk. We're still talking for an hour. Then we think of something. We're like, yeah, we should look that up on the computer. Then we end up, and it's just a cycle.
All right, let's go back inside and then
And
repeat.
it's like,
And I'm pretty sure there's times like, you know, years ago, my parents would get up in the middle of the night and they're like, what the hell are you guys still doing up?
I remember
Why are you still in my house?
the longest, the latest I've ever stayed at Noah's was your 23rd birthday.
21st.
Was it 21st? I stayed here till 5 a.m.
Oof.
I was here till 5 a.m. that Saturday.
Dude, we were playing Monster Hunters. I didn't give a damn.
It was a good night. We had like good conversation. We just kept talking. I remember I got like 4 phone calls like the whole time. I was like, I'm fine. And then at like 5:30, I'm like, okay, we need to go.
It's time to go. Bloodshot eyes. You know, you don't even know what you're talking about at that point.
But tying that back into it, I think it would be. I think it was a good idea to have those conversations, the off the cuff tangents, very natural conversations, and share it with everybody, because we like people will be around us sometimes when we talk for hours. Like somebody will be over, or we go somewhere and we just have those conversations, and everyone's just having a good time. So why not share it on
the internet,
a grander stage, right? And it's just, and the other kind of side of that with why I wanted to pursue this with y'all is just being able to have something that's we can say is ours, like being able to nurture and grow something that like we just put in all this effort and just be able to
like having that project that you can call yours. That
Yes.
if it blows up, awesome, right?
And if it blows up,
if it blows up,
Yeah.
then
there's
awesome.
there's two different blows up.
it blows up in car, blows up in podcast.
Well, the like you're saying, where you can get others to. That's why we highly encourage like audience or people that are watching participation, is because I think a lot of the things that are not scripted are some of the best times ever. Because I mean, we could sit here and create pages and pages and pages of questions for episode 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, and at a certain point it's going to become robotic. But if you get like these weird questions that none of us would have ever thought of from somebody that's watching or someone that's engaged with whatever's going on, it's now you're included in the conversation. So and that's one of the best things, that like you're saying, now you're on a grand stage where it's now you have more people throwing ideas in, and you can just make it whatever you want. But that's a big thing for me, is being able to connect with people and just continue a natural conversation. Because a lot of things, the weird thing about us three is usually you don't get along with people that have different views than you do, but there's a good amount of things that we all don't agree on.
Yeah.
But we can talk it out. Like, okay, why do you think that? Well, we're hard-headed we're hard-headed.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, this is what I think, and this is what you think. So, it's just it's a really fun way. It's a little bit of a stress reliever, because at that point you're just talking, and I highly recommend someone or everyone to find someone that you can just talk to, even if it's not about important stuff. If it's not, just simply speaking is very, very important. One thing for this project and for RaptorStrike as a whole, my coworkers, I talk to them a lot. I talk to them more than I probably should. But one thing that I told them about this project with RaptorStrike is the moment that I lose heart in it, the moment that it's no longer something that I'm wanting to do for the experience of people, I gotta quit. The moment it becomes some robot that's not what I wanted it to be.
The moment you sit down right before a podcast, you're like, all right, here we go again.
Similar to that, but if it's, I guess I don't exactly know the exact words that I'm looking for.
It becomes more of a business.
Yeah.
When it becomes a job.
Yeah. But when there's no longer, the main part is when there's no longer heart. When I'm not as passionate about it, it's time to hang it up. And I hope y'all hold me to that. So if there's one thing I ask from either of you, it's to hang it up when.
But I think though, on that note, because there's going to be days where it's going to be a drag. There's going to be days that we're going to be without events and we're going to have dry spells. But it's going to be up to us to kind of figure out the next move. Take that step back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And which segues us to our next move. Our next move being what we've been bringing up every single podcast episode. Let me get to it. Sorry. Which is our event with Alamo HeroCon. Yeah. Woo! Now, again, every episode that we have, we're going to bring it up. But Alamo HeroCon's putting on a Comic-Con and car show, and we have the pleasure of hosting or sponsoring their car show. So we have a couple different cars lined up. The registrations are still open. We're hoping to see some hot rods, lowriders, anime, comic book vehicles that are wraps. And our big deal is, everyone come out, anyone come out. We're really trying to stand by what we preach and just trying to make the car scene the automotive scene not only accessible but welcoming.
Yeah.
And like I said, if it's got tires and an engine, bring it.
Bring it.
And we can all enjoy it together.
Yep.
Yes. I'm very excited to attend HeroCon, even on the other side of it, like the actual event itself. Like, I know we're pushing the car show part and the car part because that's what we're hosting, I guess, or like organizing, managing that part. But it is a con. Yeah. It is a Comic-Con, and I've said this before. I've loved comics, right? Mm-hmm. So going to those things and seeing like either their actual comic books, what do you call it? It's like the items from the genres. Memorabilia, voice actors, cosplay. That's what makes like a Comic-Con so cool to me, or a con in general.
Yeah.
Right.
And one thing I do want to say about the Alamo HeroCon, it is a medium-sized convention. Mm-hmm. It's not it's not a huge convention. It's a medium-sized one, but it's still you still have your artists, you have your vendors, you have your
it's gonna be voice actors,
celebrities. Yeah. The whole list isn't out yet, but there's a few that have been confirmed. Mm-hmm. The other part is, you have the car show along with it. They also are going to have their panels where, you get to hear either the celebrity speak or, different projects or, you got multiple different things happening all at the same time. But I'm really excited for that opportunity because, Alamo HeroCon didn't have... It wasn't... they didn't have to allow us to sponsor it because there was... other people that could headline it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well-known businesses that can headline it. And for them to give us this opportunity, I mean, I'm extremely grateful.
And we're hitting the ground running, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have the full support from the organizer. We have support from family and friends. We have support, honestly, from the community, the people that we've met. They supported the truck. They've supported the idea. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool on, like, the rap or anything, right? We're getting that support, and that's just going to propel us, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping for. And if we can become any part of, you know, like the automotive culture, it's great. That was one of our main goals. One of the things from another car show that we went to, when we were talking about it, handing out cards, one of y'all's breathing really close into the mic.
Probably me.
Unless it's me.
I zoned out, my bad.
What was I saying?
Being a part of the car community culture.
God, I lost my train of thought.
Dang. Run it back.
There was somebody that attended another car show, and as we're telling him about it, I'm giving him a card. Hey, we're teaming up with Alamo Hero Con. We're doing comic books and car show, and he stopped me there, and he's like, "You said comics and cars, and those are my two favorite words next to each other. I'm in."
That was the one from out of town, right?
Out
in Divine.
In Divine.
In Divine.
Yeah. So, out in Divine, we had shown some pictures last episode of the truck at the car show. The next show that we have is actually out in Houston next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
At the Houston Comic Palooza, which I would say I got extremely lucky even hearing about open slots for that car show. As soon as I heard about it, I messaged them, I put in an application, and they approved it, and we'll be out there next week. It's going to be a 3-day event, so I actually have to get there Thursday to load up the truck inside the convention center. And one of my goals is to try to film. I'm not going to promise anything, but I'm going to my best ability. It's going to be my first, personally big event where we're actually in a convention center. So I'm going to try to film, the drive over there, how I'm feeling before, during, after. Sal will join me on Saturday,
Yes.
or Friday night or Saturday, depending on when you get there.
Probably Friday night. I'll take off from my house and then
Make it out there.
yeah.
And we're going to try to get some video. Of course, we're going to take a picture of a lot of the cars. I'm hoping to meet a lot of the drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully get, a quick interview. Why did you decide this? And, how's it going for you? Do you get people cheering? And, just the main thing about having a vehicle that is wrapped in a certain, anime, comic book style is you have the people that know it, you have the people that don't know it, but then you have the people in the middle where they're like, it's just cool to see. And I had one of those moments today, and I live for those moments. And they pulled up really fast out of nowhere, so I'm not gonna lie, it kind of scared me. But the girl jumps out, and she's really excited, and she's like, I think she said my husband or my boyfriend wants me to cosplay Tamaki.
Was that today?
That was today.
Okay.
So she's like, "Do you mind if I take a picture of the car, of the truck?" And I said, "Of course." It's dirty. I'm sorry, but take pictures. So to take pictures of both sides and the hood, because I had shown her the cross, because the cross is on, the hood, and I gave her a card, and it was one of the first times that I had somebody actually chase us down in a parking lot, and she was so excited that she was jumping for joy, like like a kid in a candy store. And those are some of the moments that I live for. It's like just people being excited. If they're having a bad day, and that's all it took to make like a good few minutes of a person's day, that's what I live for. And so she was really cool to interact with. When I was leaving the property, I actually went. But she worked at a Take 5. That's my mom. She almost sent her to the shadow realm. When a car pulls up really fast, you don't know what to think.
Defense mode.
Yeah, my brother sighed because we're both tired, and he's like, his thing was, man, gonna have to fight somebody today. But before I left, you know, I could see her from the corner of my eye, from across the property, and she's like, you can see her like tense up and
Like, oh my gosh,
get
oh my
all
gosh,
excited.
oh my gosh.
Look, there he goes. And I turned, I saw her, and then I turned again, and you know, I was with my brother and my mom this morning. I was like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna tell them about the car show. You know, there's a whole bunch of information that I missed that I should have given them. Turn back and back again, jumping for joy, just excited to see the truck. And then she got to show the other mechanics that were there, you know, at the Take 5. But talked to her for a little while, and you know, she's like, I've actually seen your truck 100 times. I've seen it, you know, in town. I've seen it at car shows that I've been to, or you know, other events that I've been to. She was, I've just never seen you near it. Like, I've always wanted to meet the driver, and here's the driver. So, you know, I'm speaking to her, and I told her, you know, it's nice to meet you. I put my hand out, and, you know, her hands she's a mechanic. It's, you know, grime
Grease,
and oil,
yeah.
whatever. And she goes, oh, you know, my hands are dirty. And I said, you know, mechanics, weebs, we're all the same. You know, your hands are dirty. You know, shake my hand. I do not mind. I mean, you're doing an honest job. You're gonna get dirty.
Yeah.
So and that's my thing, you know, or even you know, I have other people that I know that are mechanics, and they're usually always covered in grime, grease. And if I'm showing them the truck, I'm like, well, get in. I'm like, no, my clothes are all dirty. Listen, your clothes being dirty means nothing to me. If you want to get in the truck, get in the truck and just, you know, look at it. And you know, some people are I guess surprised that I'm like, I don't care if you're. You know, my parents were hardworking. My dad was dirty all the time.
Yeah, like I didn't buy. You know, you didn't buy the truck to keep it, you know, immaculate.
Yeah, I mean, you can try as best you can, but I'm not like, you know, don't touch it, don't do that. Of course, you know, there's etiquette to a car show, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at it and like you're interested, I'll give you the keys and I'll tell you, get in. You know, sit in it, press the on button, look at the steering wheel and the seat move, look at the panoramic sunroof. You know, my thing is just get in and experience it. And watching people just get giddy over it and like excited, it
makes your day.
It makes me, you know, it makes my day seeing other people excited.
Yeah.
And seeing the fact that the one thing that I realized right now, because you told us this story earlier, but the fact that she's seen your truck a good amount of times and got so excited again when she saw it out in the open, and the fact that you went up to her, you let her take pictures, all this stuff, that's a genuine fan of the truck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because you could just admire it, like, look at it go.
Look, it's a truck.
Yeah.
Look at it go.
But she genuinely like gets happy.
Take me to the truck because I want to see it up close. And we've done that before in the sense that we didn't pull in the way she did, but you know, because we live in Texas. Let's be honest. You got to be careful how you tread. But it's like usually from afar, you're like, hey, I like it. Can I? And usually, you know, when it comes to the car culture, usually you'll get like a come and take a look, like, you know, inviting. And that's what we want to be. That's what we want to be. And I just really enjoy seeing people get excited over, you know, something that we put together. Mm-hmm. And I would say there's no better payoff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I think I just tangled up the cord somehow.
Ooh.
Again?
Yeah.
No. Okay, we're gonna jump into our next topic. We're gonna shift gears a little bit when it comes to topics. PS5 scalpers losing money due to availability increases. Scalpers in general, though, like when the pandemic was hitting and like everything electronic, you know, like graphics cards, games,
CPUs,
consoles,
Literally anything.
everything,
yeah.
toilet paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, now that they're becoming available, I mean, scalpers.
I mean, this is a great topic to bring up because that goes back to our original, you know, and in the first half of the podcast, you know, like the dealership markups.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a similar fashion of where you're gonna buy all this stuff and then you're gonna sell it for double, triple what it's worth.
Yeah.
Which with the shortage and everything of vehicles, everyone was having a field day with. If you own a vehicle, then you were having a field day.
Yeah, you could have sold it for no profit.
But I like video games. I just don't sit down to play them. I'd much rather watch someone play.
I have very few video games which I can sit down and play.
So I'm on the other side of that. I like sit down and playing video games. Especially one that I'm gonna pick up again is Kingdom Hearts. Don't know if y'all have heard of that one.
Yeah.
My brother plays that a lot, or used to play that a lot.
One of my all-time favorite series. I just think it's cool mixing Disney characters with Final Fantasy with just the kind of RPG style of game.
Mm-hmm.
So just being, I guess the appeal to me when it comes to story games is just kind of being immersed in the world. Just it's kind of like a movie you get to be a part of.
Like a role playing
RPG, yeah.
Yeah,
A role-playing game.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like Demon Hunter. Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with me is I get bored really fast.
Yeah.
Like if it's League of Legends, I can play maybe 3 games in a row, and then I'm like,
Well, you stuck with Halo pretty.
But then again, I lose a lot.
Yes.
I lose a lot.
Like
Unless it's a driving game, then I win.
I think it was so funny. We went to the LAN center over there at the Boeing Center, and Noah, we're playing like Fall Guys and all that, but then Noah started playing Halo, and one of my friends was like, "Hey, you want to hop on my account? I have the skins. I have these unlocks." And Noah
he had
was like,
everything unlocked.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
he was semi-pro, or he is semi-pro. So
That would have been nice to know then.
So Noah played on his MMR.
With my brother.
Both of y'all were just getting rocked.
In our defense, it was 2v5. The rest of the team left. So literally, they were just at the spawn point. We'd, you're gone, done, over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag clapped.
But yeah, I would say like gaming.
After that round is when I was like, I'm tired of losing. I'm leaving.
Yeah, because it was funny while you're playing. My friend had the realization of, oh, he's on my MMR. He's like, hey, you can switch back to your account if you want. But
to be fair, I told him we were gonna lose. I'm not a good. I'm not good at. We had when Sal and I used to work together. We had like a department picnic or department barbecue. I don't remember what it was.
Oh yeah. Kind of like a company barbecue with our COO at the time.
Just our department.
Yeah. They didn't invite the other people.
So
They didn't deserve it.
They didn't deserve it. But we ended up starting to play a racing game that was, split screen. Everybody was playing. But I kept winning. And so they gave me a keyboard and a mouse to play with. They're like, you can use this. And I still won.
Yeah.
And they were mad.
yes.
Racing games are the only ones that I could actually like play and
Hey, I beat your time on that simulator.
You did. You beat our time.
I feel like I could have beat it if I had the feedback. Like that helps a lot.
Yeah, but then
what
I would have had the feedback
You know what I'm
as
hearing
well.
right now? I'm hearing excuses.
No, they're not excuses, they're reasons. But no, I think for me, gaming was a large kind of chunk, or not chunk. I didn't game like since I was little. I played like a few games here and there. I did some handheld stuff, but gaming didn't get big till I was about 17, and I got my first console, an Xbox One S. But gaming, I will say, I will credit gaming to getting me where I am today because of esports.
It definitely got you more comfortable in front of a camera speaking into a mic.
Yeah.
Yes,
which you're 10 times better than what we are, because we're still getting into the swing of things, and I've got to get used to seeing myself on the screen, which we all know how I feel about seeing myself on a screen.
Yes, and it takes time though to be comfortable, because like with esports, when I used to do streaming for Tamusa, I did it for 2 years. So it took me, my first stream ever, they never saved it. I wanted it, but my first ever stream was 2 minutes and 47 seconds because I was so nervous and I was just riffing through all of the topics, all of the new stuff. I was just, because I was nervous, seeing myself. It was just weird. I was talking too fast. I wasn't taking any breaths, But then, after doing it for so long, I was comfortable doing 12-hour streams. Like 3 hours was the normal stream, but 12 hours was what I can do comfortably. I did a couple 24-hour streams. Those are brutal. Those were because
anything 24 hours is brutal.
Staying awake 24 hours is brutal.
Because I remember the coaches would go home, and I'm like, I'll host it. It's all good, but it was brutal. Like
the weird thing about our backgrounds is Joey has the experience of being on camera, speaking into a mic, doing things live. Mm-hmm. Sal and I have the experience of performing live.
Yeah.
Which, there is no confidence monitor. There is no being able to see yourself before, whatever happens. It's whatever happens.
Mm-hmm. In best case, you have a set of a monitor in front of you, not video, but like audio.
Yeah.
You have an audio monitor in front of you just so you can hear the rest of the group because you're so far apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if you're filling up a massive stage,
like
you got to hear the violin player over there. And those stages are so well deadened that you can't hear them just playing when they're over there. So you have to have monitors in front of you.
Of course, this is another tangent that we're taking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
But one thing for like, I played the trumpet.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of breathing, a lot of being able to control how your body, you're knowing that your body takes oxygen to move. Now everything counts. Every little breath counts. But one thing that they trained us on a lot was tuning your ear to this ear to hear, like the strings. This ear, or depending on where you're standing, if it's two trumpets or whatnot, this ear to listen to the person next to you breathe. Because a lot of the time it wasn't, a cue from the music around you. It was a cue from the guy playing first,
first trumpet.
First trumpet. When he breathes, you breathe. Because you're about to start playing. So, one of the things, I'm pretty sure they still do it now if you're still in the musical learning curve.
Yeah.
But they would have you in a room, and they would have you stand back to back, and you took turns. When you heard a breath, and you couldn't do no tapping, you couldn't do no, so it wasn't like and you begin, it was, you had to listen for the guy or girl behind you, breathe. And the training was for you to start at the same time on the same note.
I have a problem with that.
Of starting on?
Of relying on cues. So, coming from rhythm, right? Oof.
There goes one chair, yeah.
Cheer down. So, coming from rhythm, I played the guitarrón, which is a big bass guitar, basically. You always have to be on time. Always. You are the cue.
I'm always late.
You are the cue. You have to be there. You have to be the tempo, basically, for the entire group. And what I would always get mad at is with the violins, right? Because they're a more harmony instrument. They're not
the lead.
They're not rhythm.
Yeah.
So I would always get mad at them because they would come in late. They would come in early, and you'd be like, come on, guys, just count the notes. Count the rests. Count the rests. I don't care what you do. Just count the rest. They just waited for cues.
The amount of frustration is just the
they would just wait for
what
cues.
really grinds my gears? Violin players, man.
Yeah, man.
My brother was a violin player.
You know what really grinds my gears? His brother. Violin player.
But yeah, they would just wait for cues, and I'm like, dog, just count the rests. Count the rests.
Count the rest of what? the amount of force behind that one. No, but going back to performing live, you never knew what was going to happen next.
Yeah.
Another thing about that is, our teachers or our professor.
Teachers. Just say teachers.
Our instructor. Let's take it outside, Joey.
Take it out. It's too hot outside, dog. Bring it in here. Tug it out. Strong and steamy. I always said it.
The big thing.
I'm not pressing the button.
No,
I didn't deserve it.
I didn't deserve it.
Bad customer service.
Did he say that?
No, I said that.
Oh, bad
the
customer service.
The bad thing about performing live, man, I lost my train of thought. Thank you guys.
Bad thing about preferring live.
Your instructors.
Your instructors.
Oh, okay. So here's a good thing. Sorry, when you're playing, in the mariachi sense, you're playing wherever you can fit. So if you're within a restaurant, if you're at a retirement home, if you're at the biggest thing that we're always told was like, be a drama queen, be a diva, because no matter where you are is your stage. So you perform
have to be the show.
Yeah, you perform like it's gonna be your last performance, and you pretend every time like you're at a giant stage, a giant convention center or amphitheater. It doesn't matter whether you're within a store, outside of a store, inside of a small space. That stage is your stage, and you make people believe they're watching the show. So that's something that I've always remembered. And
what I always say is, being a musician and performing live is more acting than it is being a musician. Because you can be a pretty bad musician, and if you're live and you're there, like your acting is there.
Not if you're pre-recorded.
Like you. Yeah.
Continue.
All right, cheater.
I'm gonna
horrible customer.
Tragos, amargos.
Some fighting words. My chair's broken.
Did you really break it?
Probably.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. y'all's chairs. Sal hasn't gone down 2 floors yet.
That is true.
But yeah, and kind of whatever happens on y'all side, but like doing live streaming, it was like not that whatever happens. I had to control everything.
Uh-huh.
I had to make sure I said certain things right. Uh-huh. I had to make sure things went a certain way, and not in a bad way. It was just, that was kind of the gig. But then dealing with chat, that was the hardest thing ever. And especially when I didn't have a mod, someone would say something out of pocket and you have to delete it fast. Like, you have to check them. You have to time them out. I had to ban a few people sometimes, but
that's the best.
It's just hard. It was hard being the streamer and the mod at the same time. But it was something that I got used to. And then when I had mods, like, hey, can we take care of this? Or I would do a Discord message real fast. Just everything live. You have to keep thinking of everything, conscious of what your words, conscious of whoever you're streaming with, because I'll be like, hey, these are the rules. I understand this and that, but we're representing the school,
Yeah.
But that translates to, like, kind of on the podcast side now, being from production, starting in streaming, I was able to kind of help out wherever I could, and now it's just kind of getting y'all up to speed as far as live streaming to where I'm at. But a lot of it's just being comfortable on camera.
Yeah.
Being comfortable seeing yourself and being comfortable knowing how to talk to chat. That was always a big thing too. Because you want to finish I've told y'all this. You want to finish your thought before you.
Or like you've gotten mad at me.
I did not get mad at you.
You got mad at
I
me.
I just said, hey, Noah. Hey, brother.
No, you didn't say it like that.
I didn't say it like that. I was like, look here, fool. See his socks? He wears ankle socks. Because you know why? The higher the sock, the downer the fool. Fool. But I'll do it myself. No, okay. I'm a doer. I'm a doer. But we'll go into our next question because that was a lengthy topic, but we're chilling.
We didn't even stay on topic.
I don't know what topic that was.
We're talking.
It was about
we were
scalpers.
Vibing.
It was about scalpers.
But let's talk about something that is a big influence, especially on the truck, is anime. So what kind of got you to do the rap on the truck? You've talked about it before, just kind of doing what you want. But why anime? Why wasn't it Halo? Why wasn't it just a regular rap? Why was it anime? What drew you to anime?
Joey's his own soundboard.
Yeah. I'm like a Swiss Army knife.
The main thing that drew me to the anime was it's one of those things that people still get kind of made fun of for liking. Like, oh, you like cartoons. But it's the sense, the people I'm trying to reach with it are like the individuals that are not the outcasts, but it's like I like this certain thing and people made fun of me for it, so I don't talk to nobody no more about it.
Yeah.
If you have to see someone not care, and if I could be that person, like, look, I like what I like and nobody's going to tell me anything about it. You know, if I could help somebody in the sense, like the grand scheme of things, is somebody was like, you know what? I like what I like. That's the end of the story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're not going to be ashamed about it. Anime was the big thing right now. Like, of course, you had like, you know, a lot of the pop culture and like movies and stuff when they show older generations, you know, like the 60s, 70s, like the kid, the weird, the geek that liked comic books. You were the weird kid. That was the kid always picked on in the movies, you know.
Even my one of my uncles are in the chat, but my uncles would always talk about how gaming was so taboo. Like, they remember people picking on them or seeing people get picked on hard for, like how people get picked on for anime. It used to be gaming, and it's like you had to be secretive with it, or some people would like talk about it privately. It was video games, but nowadays, like when they would talk to me about that, I'm like, but video games are seen as cool now to an extent. There's some old heads, right, that are like, oh, video games will rot your mind, oh, you're this, you're that. But it's one of those things where where now, I mean, like in the esports world, in my opinion, the Valorant players are like the jocks. You know, the League players are up there too.
Well,
and
every community has its like cool groups of people.
Automotive community.
Yeah, like every community has its groups of people.
Yeah.
And even like sub communities have their own groups of people, and it's one of those things where, yeah, like you said, Valorant players are jocks, right? You could relate it to that, or you can relate it to like, oh, these you know, certain people are pretentious about certain things, right? And I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, let me segue from that.
Yeah.
You know, I heard a story from a good friend of mine. You know, their child at school, I guess used to be made fun of because they do the Naruto run at recess. But like now, a lot of the class does the Naruto run at recess. That's what I'm looking for. You do you. I don't care what people say. Like, don't let another person's words bring you down because you like something.
Yeah.
If you like anime in that sense, like just, or if you like comic books, if you like Pokemon cards, if you like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you know, it really, don't let somebody else. I've had this issue. Yeah. I guess cards is one of those niche kind of things that nobody. I guess you can't really get mad at it. I
mean, you see Karens getting mad at.
Well, of course.
Oh my gosh, your car is too loud.
I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
You're saying how you used to get made fun of, because you're saying just do you, which is true.
He's bringing up my trauma.
Yeah. trauma. Yeah. Nightmare. No, but exactly. People should just be able to do them.
Yeah, you know? if
you like it, you like it. If I don't, I don't.
Outside of the automotive community, our main thing that we want to broadcast is just be you. the main one big issue that's sweeping everybody, or mostly young people, a lot of older people too, but it's you care too much of what everybody thinks about you. You want everybody to like you, and that's never going to be the case. Which brings us to, I was told I was out of my mind for going to car shows with an anime vehicle, because it's way so far out of the norm.
An award-winning anime vehicle, by the way. I'm taking it. Don't correct me.
No, I wasn't going to correct you, because on all technicalities of every term, it's an award-winning truck.
Yes.
Which we have shown here today in the studio.
I was waiting for you to do the
No. I mean, at this point, I believe in it.
Yeah.
It was something we created, and I figured just go for it. And the fact, one of the big things is, if anyone knows any events that have to do with fundraisers or something I really want to do, and I'm probably not doing a very good job of trying to find a group that's doing it, but if they're doing like a car event or something at a children's hospital, I want to go. I want to be included in that, and try to, I'm just trying to brighten people's day. Just be you. And in every sense of the word, we have a top 30 award. We'll continue on, and it'll run a little bit longer. We have a top 30 award, which is a tall trophy that we have, and really the judges that were there, for them, they had never seen a wrapped anime vehicle. They really didn't know what it was. So for them, on the standpoint of originality, which it's not an original idea, but since they've never seen it before, I was a part of the top 30 of that event. And then also another event that we did in Houston, Kawaii Culture event. That was actually everybody that attended got to vote on a car, and the Raptor won third place. So those are the awards that we have up here for the truck. We're also going to Comic Palooza, as I said, and if we win an award, cool. If not, we'll keep spreading the message of just positivity about yourself. Believe in yourself every once in a while, which goes back to my career. I didn't have any experience in what I do now, and the man that hired me and the people around me that have made me who I am today, I've told you two about it. They saw something that I didn't, and I think it's about time I look for it.
And I like that ties into what you said, kind of pushing that message of do you, find you, don't care about what anybody else says. We've all dealt with the people who say, oh, don't do this, oh, don't watch this show, don't play video games,
because that's not cool.
Yes. And from my personal experience, no one knows me. I don't care what people say. I will dress the way I want to dress. I will act the way I want to act. I will talk the way I want to talk.
You wore, specifically for that, you wore 2 different pairs of shoes. It was the same pair of shoes, different colors.
Yeah. I would always buy 2 pairs of shoes. Given that the way given that I would given that I would wear like one mismatch for like the first half of school and then switch. So it wasn't like I was just buying 2 pairs of shoes left and right. But I would get so many like, that's a waste of money. Oh, you're just spending double the money. Oh, so you have money. And like I would get that, and it didn't really bother me because
I didn't have that issue. I dressed up a lot.
Yeah, I remember
for work and all that, and we had to wear button-ups, slacks, and everything every day. My experience at high school was everyone thought there was a rumor that had gone around that I was a part of either the Russian mafia or just the Italian mafia, and it was so funny because even some teachers believed it too, because they're like, you're always dressed up, you're always in dress shoes, slacks, why? Why? And then that's when I had gotten the Christine, which was a 2005 Ford Mustang GT in torch red. I mean, as bright as can be, as loud as can be, and it's like there's something off. There's something that doesn't make sense. So I never really got like the picked on, in the sense that some people didn't know whether or not what I was a part of. But it's really, I dress like that for work. There was really nothing behind it. It was just that was work attire.
Yes, you just dress up.
And that's how it should be, because I feel like people don't mind their business, right?
Yeah.
It's like, who cares if someone watches anime? Who cares if someone, like, today we saw a girl dressed up in full kimono.
Yeah, that was great.
It was.
I don't know if it was cosplay or just.
I think she just wore it.
At first, it was like the shell shock of. So I felt bad because I was staring. I'll admit, I was staring, and she passed by us, and I'm like, I just made her uncomfortable because I was staring. But then she passed us again, and when she came back, I went. And then she said thank you, because it was like we weren't staring to stare, like what's going on. It was like, hey, that's really cool.
Yes.
I'm buying a kimono. I'm wearing this out.
And some people have a problem with it. Like, why are you wearing that? And all that's so dumb, making fun of them right in front of them, But who cares? It's not affecting you.
Yeah, like
if they're there for a good time and it makes them happy, let it be. Trying to make things normal. What is normal? What isn't normal? Just like what you like, and don't let anyone affect that. I had a lot of issues with trying to change who I was to appease certain people, and you two know where that got me. But it started life. My quality of life started getting better when I focused less on what people thought. Do I have my times where I'm like, man, I really care? Yes. But a lot of the times I'm trying to get into this in the sense of practicing what I preach, which is something I'm really bad at. But, just enjoying what I enjoy. And if there can be an impact that I can have on someone that says, you know what, I want to do the same thing, or, I want to stand out. Standing out is not bad. Putting yourself in the spotlight is not bad. Of course, it depends on what you do to get there. Be very mindful of that. But just be you. Just be you. That's all I gotta say. If there's a topic for this episode 3, it's just be you.
Wholesome.
And be humble. Don't forget where you came from.
Yes.
Even if you did come from high places, remember there's people that didn't have the same opportunity you did.
It's good to be confident. It's good to be sure of yourself, but don't have to put people down to make yourself feel better. Like Noah said, know where you came from, know where you're going to go. Build people up, don't tear people down.
Yes.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew it. But kind of want to touch back onto the anime topic real quick, because I just want to circle back to I guess what got you into the interest of anime.
I really have to say it was my brother. We have our different people with siblings know you have your differences with your siblings.
Yeah.
But it was something my brother enjoyed. He never really talked about it a lot, but I think he has his own personal reasons for that. When he got to college, he started to not care. And it's like, this is what I like. I like video games. I like anime. And, he found other people that liked it too. And that's one of the important things is you're never going to find out who else likes what you like if you don't tell people what you like. So you will be a loner and I'm by myself. Nobody likes what I like if you don't speak about it. Because will you get picked on? Yes. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is never knowing if there was somebody else that you knew. And I think I had gotten into anime because it was one of those things, I was a kid. I was younger, and it gave me something that I could talk to my brother about. And that's what got me into it. It was what are you watching? And I'll try to watch it too, and then we can talk about it. Hell, even my mom watches a lot of the animes that we have just so she can sit and talk about it too. So it was more of a family thing, just trying to find something that'll bring us together, give us something to talk about. Like in my essence, we have the Full Metal Alchemist tattoos, the cross with the serpent and the wings and the cross and the crown. I have it on my right arm. My brother's right-handed. My brother has it on his left arm because I'm left-handed. And then soon, now we got to make it official because she's been chickening out, even though she's set up the appointment. If you've ever seen Full Metal Alchemist, you have the two brothers and the teacher. And the teacher has it on her chest right here. And so my mother's actually going to get her tattoo as the teacher. Because similar to the Full Metal Alchemist, you have the two brothers and the teacher. I mean, our parents have taught us, everything they know that they could have passed down. And so it's one of those things that, it all ties together. And, we're lucky for the parents we got. I mean, they drive us up the wall sometimes, but you gotta be thankful for the situations you've been put in, and count them as learning moments.
Yep.
Yeah, grow from it. If you didn't learn from it, you did something completely wrong. But for the anime question, that's what it was.
Nice. And I know, out of the three of us, Sal, you don't watch too much anime.
No.
What's the reason behind that?
I don't really watch too much TV in general.
YouTube.
Yeah. Like my main form of entertainment is just watching YouTube videos from like content creators I like, and that's about it.
There's been animes that I've been trying to get him to watch. He'll watch maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and then he'll forget about it.
Yeah. Like it has to retain me, and I can't. Like, I haven't. So
found maybe an Initial D will catch him.
Probably
it's about cars.
Probably. I haven't watched it yet. So
Me neither.
I've heard Initial D is like good, and it's not like it's real. That's what I've heard. Like there's a lot of
life moments,
like very grounded type situations.
Yes.
But yeah, like for me, like my main thing is like if I'm sitting down just to watch content, I'm usually catching up on like uploads that I missed from like the creators I like.
Your thing is you're more informational,
that too
fueled. Like if it has like a lot of things for him to learn,
I spend a lot of time watching documentaries on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah. So anime doesn't have anything informational, so he's like,
yeah, it's mainly amusement.
It's the same thing as video games.
I could see you like watching it and be like, just gone. Okay, that one's the best.
Yeah. On my end, how did I get into anime? I used to watch like Toonami back when I was like 8, when Cartoon Network was introducing anime, when it had Dragon Ball, One Piece. I was big into One Piece when it was first coming out on anime. Dubbed. Older stuff like Zatch Bell, Mayor. But it wasn't until maybe I started talking to my uncles more. Because my uncles are a big influence on, like, I guess my pop culture type of deal. Because, like, video games, anime, shows, kind of, they were a big influence on don't care what people say. Like, it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what they like. Just, if you like it, cool. Because I remember I would always have conversations with them like, oh, so-and-so said this, or I heard this. They're like, but it's a good show. But it has a good story.
Just watch it.
Just watch it, And my uncles would always give recommendations. And we'd have full-blown conversations. And then when Crunchyroll was first coming out, my uncle was like, here, log in. And I started watching more, and he would give me recommendations, and we would have conversations about it. And then I stopped watching anime for a good while. And I think it's when you started picking up anime that I started wanting to watch it again. And I was watching, like, I was big into shonen. I would just watch action anime. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto.
One Piece.
No, I stopped One Piece. It went from episode 200 to episode, like, I think it's like 1,400 episodes now. So I would like to, but there's just so much to it.
It's over 1,000, definitely.
Yeah.
And then I introduced probably the comedy side.
You introduced the comedy stuff to
So
me.
one of the downsides about trying to get in line with my brother is we don't like the same things.
Yeah.
So, you know, he hears his list, his watch list, and I'm like, God, this is horrible. I hate this. So I started watching a lot of the comedy ones. I think one of the ones that me and him actually like and we can watch together is like Overlord, because
Is that comedy?
it's a fusion. It's you know the fantasy, it's the mages and magic, but it also has some bits of comedy that make you laugh. So it's that fusion of both. You know, Full Metal Alchemist is the same thing. You know, it's got the action, it's got the comedy, and it's something that that we can both enjoy and watch together. It's like you're saying, or that goes back. You know, you talking to your uncles and them telling you just watch it. You have to watch it, and that goes back to what we're saying is like what you like, but you know, don't dislike something because somebody had told you not to like it.
I want to bring up a story. Because this always irked me. Are you good?
No, I sniffled
Oh,
into
you're
the
good.
mic.
This always irked me. There was one person in high school. Used to be a close friend of mine, right? We're
How
super
close?
close. Super close.
Super close?
We're super close.
Do I know them?
Yep.
First letter.
I can't say the first letter.
Oh, okay.
So they would just trash on anime, and it was frustrating because they're like, "Oh no, anime sucks, anime this, anime that," like, and they would make fun of friends for watching anime, and then using weeb as like a derogatory statement, like rough. And then I would tell them like, "Have you watched anime?" "No, anime is bad, and anime is this." I was like, "You watch Family Guy? You watch
King of the Hill is American anime.
Exactly.
Texas.
The Boondocks.
Texas anime.
You watch like cartoons,
Animation.
You know, animations. I was like, what's the difference? Oh, because it was Japanese.
You're just racist.
That's what it was. And I was like, why are you hating on this? Because anime is so versatile. It's not just shonen. It's not just comedy. There's drama. There's romance. There's horror. You know what I mean?
There's so many different genres, and it really the word anime can apply to like any
Just
animated
animation?
show. Like it
Can, but if there's with a hard B. Anime mostly is associated with like the Japanese.
yes,
But so you'll say Korean anime because it's the fashion
from
of
Korea.
It's like
Yeah,
K-pop.
But like
it's from-
the thing also is like if you go and ask a Japanese person, what do you think King of the Hill is? They'll say it's Texas anime.
It is.
I would like to ask somebody about that.
But
like you're saying,
Yeah.
it's where it came from, what it's about is the kind of anime it is.
Yeah, because like if you look at it in like Japanese culture, the word anime just really applies to any like animated show. Like Onpanman is anime, right? Because it's an animated kids show within Japan. And it's a really big it's a big thing there. Like a lot of people watch it.
Like Baby Shark here.
Yeah, it's like Baby Shark or like Coco Melon.
Coco Melon, yeah. Have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen that drop?
No.
It's a TikTok where it's like and it goes into like this rap, and it's usually like the transition to like a car or something.
Something. This is kind of on the topic of anime, but.
RaptorStrike After Hours.
So, yeah, because we're over our time,
It's the
but
after party.
you know, my mom does not like when I put it this way, but my brother and I probably had an easier time in school and in public because she taught us to like don't take yourself so seriously. If you can make fun of yourself and like take a joke, nobody can touch you. You cannot be insulted. There's a comedian that I don't remember his name or what, but he has a quote that he says on stage. He's like, "There's nothing you can tell me that I haven't told myself 6 inches from a mirror," you know, and it's hilarious because if
It's to do with the glasses.
yes,
And
if you're able to take a joke and just roll with it, you take everybody's ability to make fun of you or to put you down. you take it away from them, because it's like you can't tell me anything that's gonna hurt my feelings or make me feel bad. It's like
yeah, and then on the contrary, you'll probably come back with an even worse.
Oh yeah, I mean straight fire. Listen.
Yeah, you 8 Mile that stuff. You just start saying everything bad about you, and they can't say nothing.
Yeah, and so like the comment weeb with the hard B, going back to my story about the girl today about the truck. I mean, the first thing she said as soon as they put that car in park, she's like, "Fellow weebs." My fellow weebs. You can't make fun of someone that doesn't care. You can't put me down. You can't tell me what not to do, because listen, I've heard it every day of the week and twice on Sunday. There's nothing you can do to put me down.
Every which way to Sunday.
Yeah, every roadmap, every word, every put down. I've probably said it to myself about 100 times. You can't do it. And I said this on the very first, back in 2020. There's nobody on this planet that can pull you down harder than yourself. Mm-hmm. And I know that firsthand. On the contrary, there's nobody on this planet that can lift you up, other than yourself. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people don't want to help someone that won't help themselves.
Oh no. Yeah, it's like it's people. You can have we're all there for each other, and like you said, we've seen each other at our highest. We've seen each other at our lowest. We haven't seen each other at our highest because we keep going, but we've seen each other at our lowest, and there's just so much we can do as friends. We can be there, we can help you, we can talk to you, but you gotta dig yourself out. We can give you the shovel, we can give you the tools, but you gotta do it. You gotta help yourself. And it's hard. It's difficult. You have to be in a bad space,
The downside about that is when people hear the term, you have to help yourself for others to help you, they see it as, I'm on my own. No.
That's not true.
You're not on your own. We just want to see the initiative that our help will not be wasted.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a hard time, offering help to people because, okay, if you don't show the effort that you're at least trying, what?
Why am I trying?
Everything I'm doing is for nothing.
Yeah. Why am I trying to help you if you won't help yourself?
Mm-hmm. And being I guess, good people, right? Yeah. Or caring about someone a lot, it can do a toll on you. If you're trying your hardest to save someone who doesn't want to be saved, it's gonna hurt you in the long run.
It does. There was a great image that I've seen a long time ago, and it's floating around Facebook somewhere. But it's a drawing of a hand holding onto a rope that's tied around it.
Yes.
And the quotation on that is, you do more damage holding on than just letting go. Mm-hmm. And that goes for helping someone. That goes for helping yourself. That goes for forgiving people. That holding a grudge,
it's not worth it.
The amount of damage you do to yourself is strictly done by yourself. There are people that have hurt you. I'm not going to doubt any one of that. But you not letting go,
it does more damage to you.
You are your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Either which way, is there anything else you'd like to bring up? I'd like to, start bringing this to an end.
Close.
Yeah.
No big topics. I mean, we've talked about the event coming up that we're pushing. The next event that the truck's going to be at. If anybody's going to Comic Palooza, you'll see Sal and Noah there. Mm-hmm. I won't be able to make it to this event. Some personal stuff got to take care of. And then if we have any more shows that the truck's going to be at, we will let y'all know via our social media.
Yeah. Or if there's any shows that y'all know of that y'all'd like to see the truck participate or even give it a shot, get in touch with us on our socials.
Yeah. If y'all hear about something you would like to see the truck at, or even if it's a good opportunity for us, send us a DM. Again, all our socials are on our website, RaptorStrike.net. Yeah, HeroCon's coming up. We're really excited for that. Podcast next week. We're changing it to 8 p.m., right?
Yeah. So the new times for the podcast is 8 p.m. Between 8 and 10 p.m. That's our. We started at 9, the first 2 episodes, and we were ending around 11. I know that's really late for a lot of people, and so to try to make it a little bit more accessible to people, we bumped up the time an hour. Again, all of these are posted again to our YouTube channel, so you can watch it later. I really encourage just listening to it while you're on the road. Hopefully you hear the entire message.
Yeah.
You hear the good parts, you hear the bad parts, you hear the parts that don't make sense, and we're only human. We're still getting the hang of how we're scheduling it out, how we're structuring the podcast. So I do appreciate to everyone that's been around since the beginning, those of y'all that have been added new, and to all the supporters, whether that be family, friends, coworkers, and a lot of the businesses. We appreciate all the support. Always remember, be cool and stay humble. Thank you.
What he said.